Hi, my name's Kylie Carlson and I'm the principal of the Australian Academy of Wedding and Event Planning, and I'm here today to talk to you about what it takes to become an event planner or designer and what options are open to you. Okay, so if you're the premier party giver in your crowd, then you can have an absolute ball as an event planner. You'll work for private and corporate clients, creating, planning and organising everything from bar mitzvahs to fashion shows, conferences, product launches, company picnics, murder mysteries, sales meetings, even to Valentine's balls. You'll do it all as well, from designing the theme to sending out the invitations, arranging the site, the entertainment, the catering, the music, and you'll negotiate with vendors and suppliers to make sure your client gets the most value for their money. Event planning is a field with a lot of growth. While it used to be that a company could impress their clients with maybe a tray of donuts or some sandwiches with a little slideshow, in today's sophisticated world, it takes a splashy event to do the trick. And on a personal front, a lot of people just don't have the time or energy to organise anything. The advantages to the event planning business are that it's creative, challenging, and if you specialise in corporate events, you'll probably have your weekends free. Unfortunately, the same can't be said of the private events. Never mind, if you're a people person, you'll probably enjoy that all the more. As an event planner, you must be organised and detail-orientated to a fault. You need to have a major creative streak to come up with new ideas and the planning skills to be able to implement them. And you'll need to be a people person, capable of dealing with all of the different temperaments that you will come across within this industry. And that can be from flighty entertainers to prima donna photographers to the stodgy old company president. You'll need to be able to deal with all of them. The special events industry has grown enormously in the past decade. According to ISIS, who is the International Special Events Society, recent research spending for special events worldwide is $500 billion annually. Now, if you're working in one special events area, there are many different directions in which you can expand. And if you're just entering the profession of special events, then there's a lucrative market awaiting you on so many different fronts. Now, according to research, profits in this industry continue to rise. Just a few years ago, the average profit margin of an event planning company was just 15%. However, the most recent studies show that that's shot up to between 30 to 40% on most major events. That's a huge increase considering the economic downturn that we're currently in. So, what is event planning? Well, this question actually breaks down into two questions. What kind of events are we talking about? And what is event planning? Well, first things first. Generally speaking, special events occur for the following purposes. Celebrations. Now, celebrations can include things like fairs, parades, weddings, reunions, engagements, weddings, bar mitzvahs, that type of thing. Then, of course, you have education. Now, education can include things like conferences, meetings, graduation, that type of thing. Then we move on to promotions. This can include product launches, fashion shows, exhibitions and expos, trade shows, political rallies. The list goes on. Commemorations, this is a slightly smaller list, usually things like memorials, civic events, that type of thing. Sporting events, well, they speak for themselves. And then, of course, you've got things like public events, which include festivals, concerts and fetes. Now, this list isn't exhaustive, but as the examples illustrate, special events can be business-related, purely social, or a combination of the both. Now we move on to the second question. What is event planning? Well, planners of an event may handle any of it or all of the following tasks I'm about to go through. It really is dependent upon the type of event that you're working on. So, it could be that you start off by having to conduct some research. You might create an event design. You may have to actually search for a venue or a site to hold the event in. You may be responsible for arranging and sourcing the food, the decor, the entertainment. You may have to liaise with the audio-visual suppliers with regards to the requirements. Sending out invitations to attendees and then collating those RSVPs, however that might be done, either physically or on a registration website. Arranging any necessary accommodation for your attendees. Coordinating the activities of your event personnel. Supervising at the actual site and running the event itself. possibly conducting evaluations of the event. How many of these activities your business engages in will really depend on the size and type of a particular event, which will in turn depend on the specialisation that you've chosen for your company. So why do people hire event planners? Well, this question has a simple answer. Individuals often find they lack the expertise and time to plan events themselves. Independent planners can step in and give these special events the attention they deserve, not to mention the expertise. So who becomes an event planner? Well, planners are often people who got their start in one particular aspect of special events. For example, a colleague of mine had a successful catering business before she decided to launch into planning an entire event, and many other planners have similar stories. This explains why planners often not only coordinate entire events, but may, in addition, provide one or more services for those events as well. Event planners may also have started out planning events for other companies. It's quite common to find event planners who have come from large institutions like banks. They've spent the majority of their time arranging financial conferences and meetings and that type of thing, and then wish to try their hand at something a little bit more creative and finally take that branch on their own. And let's not forget those of you who have never had the chance to be creative or organise any event before, but know and recognise all the qualities that they need to become a successful event designer or planner. This last group are usually the most successful, as they have passion, desire, motivation, and above all else, an open mind. You see, while television and the media have glamorised our industry, the real truth is this is hard work. This job is not for the faint of heart, nor the easily offended. If you get your feelings hurt easily, look for another profession. If you aren't able to move at the speed of light and multitask at the same time, again, consider another job. To be a wedding or event planner, you need the patience of a saint, the skin of an alligator, and the soul of an artist. So finally, what are my top 5 tips if you want to be successful as an event planner? Well, firstly, take a training course. You cannot go out into this industry without having some kind of formal qualification. Try and get an internship or a mentor. It's always very helpful to try and make your mistakes on somebody else's time rather than your own. Get connected. Network, network, network. Your suppliers will be a huge source of business for you if you let them. Attend regular seminars and workshops and conferences. You can never stop learning in our industry. There's always something new to learn. Keep up to date with trends and do plenty of research. You've got no excuse now. There's no need to take that long, boring trip to the library and sit there surrounded by books. In our time of the internet, research is one of the easiest things that you can possibly do. So, what advice can I offer you? Well, that really is about it. All I can say is give it a try and see whether or not it's for you. You really have nothing to lose. I've been in the industry now for 20 years, and there's not 1 minute of that time do I regret. So, give it a try. You never know, you might actually enjoy it.